Oh, that's not it. Okay, I'm off in this smaller table today because the lights are all slowly dying in my store. And since nobody comes back here because of COVID, my boss is too busy or too cheap to fix them. Anyways, new table. What's up? Anyways, here we go. Hopefully this works. Today, biggest thing for me is exhaust. So the most challenging piece of this, if you look at the manifold here, there's really not a lot of room next to the holes. So I can't fit a nut on there. And I can't make this plastic piece threaded and drill out the holes in the engine and trust this plastic piece to hold the engine down, because remember the exhaust studs there are the engine mount as well. So this hurts to say. I'm gonna glue this on best I can. Red gasket maker. It's silicone RTV. It's good to like 650 degrees, so that should work for a gasket. And then JB weld, which I'm going to put in the holes and then slide it on there. I figure if I put the JB weld in the holes and I had to, I could still back the screw out. It might destroy the manifold, but I've got several of these, so I'm not super worried about that. And I'm using the red silicone gasket because the paper one that came with it really only works when there's pressure, and since I don't have any way of screwing anything down, I'll basically just take this off and push and hold, and the gasket will have to be sticky enough to hold the whole thing together. So that's what I'm doing today. I don't think anybody wants to see that on camera, but gasket maker on the engine, JB weld on the manifold, stick it together at the same time, and like hold it for 15 minutes, and hopefully it turns out well. Okay, back at it again. The manifold is adhered there. I've also attached my battery just with some sticky back Velcro to the transmission and to the bottom of the chassis. Shouldn't have to change it, but it turns out that's a lithium supercapacitor with like a 500 milliamp capacity, so it's not so great. So these guys can wear out pretty quick, but that's okay. I got a spare, and now that one's easily removable. I reattached this wire to the washer. Actually, it's now a double stacked set of washers under that bolt right there. That'll be the ground for my glow plug, and of course this one is attached to the tip of the glow plug, so those two will give it power. And I realized this. I needed, a connector, and I really wanted to use my usual glow plug starter, so this is going to be sloppy. And it turns out that a 4mm bullet cut in half, the outside taken off, and then wrapped in a paper clip is shaped pretty much the same. Shaped pretty much the same as a glow plug. So negative, positive, done. That's going to be writing. Yes, that's going to be writing on the car. I'll heat shrink it. It'll make it look a little nicer. But that will attach to these wires here and give me my glow ignition. So I guess I'll pretty that up, put it on there, and then really just need to mount the exhaust, the actual tube itself. Well, it's daytime again, so we're moving back to our normal spot here, but here she is. This is kind of a weird setup, really, but I guess on the plus side, it doesn't use body clips. I can't say I've ever had a Nitro car that didn't need body clips. So the front is tucked in under the front bumper like normal. The back is actually held on by the exhaust pipe tube, which just can't come off. It's hanging from the body, so no body clips. Taking the body off is really easy. All you have to do is unplug the exhaust in two places, no big deal, and then pick the back up and pop it off from under the shock collar, slide it back. There we go, no problem. Boom. That was actually really clumsy. It takes forever to put the body on. I hate this setup. But here it is. That's all of it. Front to back, things I've changed. Nothing from shock tower forward. On the side here, I hollowed out this side plate, stuck in the SR215 down in without its shell, so it's very thin. It's just a printed circuit board, and glued it in there. This wire here runs under the engine to the battery back there, and then just servo plugs like normal. So this steering servo plug was actually the perfect length. I didn't have to trim it at all. Further back here, the gas tank. This is a Sullivan round 1 ounce tank, actually meant for airplanes, but it works fine. I've used this in my Mini-T. There's a 3D printed mount with these 2 screws through it, and holes in the mount for the zip tie to hold the whole thing down. The exhaust right there, intake for the carburetor on the side, and not installed, but I guess I should. I just need a small tube, plugs in right there for refilling. The exhaust is just mounted right here through one of the original screw holes, but I've put a longer screw in it so it can actually hold on to it, and it holds on just fine. With the pretty stiff silicone pipe attached, it's not going anywhere. Throttle servo mounted by 2 3D printed pieces there. It's an L-shaped horn. This L-shaped horn goes to the brake, which pushes backwards against the clutch bell with a piece of fuel line tubing for brake, and then moves the carb slide up for throttle open close. Obviously the engine is an added piece. That's mounted by those 2 screws. I go through the exhaust, actually through the bottom of the chassis, and that holds it all down. The clutch and flywheel setup is HSP. The spur gear is a 31 tooth 32 pitch or mod 8 Traxxas Emax pinion gear, actually, with a few bits and pieces. I go into most of that, a little more detail in my other video, the earlier one, if you wanted to see more of the build, but that's about it. Oh, and the ignition setup. So there's my rigged fake glow plug, so I can plug my glow igniter into it and it'll light the glow plug remotely. And also heat shrunk together is the charge lead for my 500 milliamp little battery, and this guy is the power switch for the receiver. And that's about it. Now you get to watch me struggle to put the body on, because this is fun. So I found on the Mini-Bs it's really easy if you just take the very front of this and bend it up so it catches under here, under the shock tower. First things first, that fuel line bit needs to be sticking through. Put that under the front shock tower, flare the front ends out so it clears the receiver, push, make sure this lips under the pull start, pull this guy out, get the slack out of it, and then we need to make sure this clears the throttle link and the brake and doesn't hit the shock, and then we connect the exhaust and the exhaust pressure for the tank. Boom! There it is. That was easy, right? Definitely beats body clips, so obviously. Oh, I miss body clips. But, hey, it's together, it rolls, it sits really low to the ground. Like, really low. Yeesh. Probably gonna have to jack the shocks up. I might have to put little fuel line spacers under the shocks like I did on my Mini-B or Mini-T. But cool. Let's see if it starts, I guess. Steering, of course, works. We got throttle open, throttle close, and right. It does drag. Kind of hard for me to do single-handed, but open, close, brake. Just as effective as the Mini-T was, I guess. And yeah. Alright boys, this is it. World's first Nitro Mini-B. glow plug igniter here. Plugs right in. I've already primed it. Oh. Well, that sounds fantastic. Cool. I'm gonna go through a couple of heat cycles, break-in, and I'll see if I can get some driving footage on this video for you guys today. I am super excited. I have not been this hyped about one of my creations for a long time. So let's see in the next bit here. All right, you guys, let's make history. World's first Nitro powered Mini-B. Glow ignition. Oh, it's almost on. Glow ignition on. The pole starts doing this again to me. It's a one-way bearing problem, so let me figure that out. Okay, maybe this time. Wow, that is touchy. I can't begin to tell you how little throttle I'm using. Ah, this is going to be fast. Oh, I don't have a thermometer with me, so we're going to stop it there. I don't have a thermometer, so we're going to stop it there because I'm not about to blow up a new engine. But wow. That is impressive. I'm excited, guys. That was I can't show you on my controller here. 1 second. I mean, we're talking like this much trigger. That's what you saw in the video. That's how much power I was using. and that thing was accelerating. I wasn't even able to go full speed with it, but there you go. World's first Nitro Mini-B. I'm sure it's a pretty small distinction, relatively speaking, but it's fine. I did it. First Mini T 2.0, and now the first Mini-B. I don't know how well it's going to perform. I need to turn down this steering. It's way too sharp. It turns way too hard. But we'll tone that down, break the engine in a little bit, and maybe you'll see this making some laps. I'd love to see how well the low center of gravity does on the track. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like it if you did. Hopefully you don't dislike it because you liked the video, of course. Hit the subscribe button if you like what I'm doing here. Lets me know that somebody out there appreciates this. And yeah, thanks for watching.